Hello and a warm welcome to Seabed and Bonkers Communication Television. We are reaching you on our YouTube channel. This report covers summary of Customs Area Controller of Apapa Command, Controller Babatunde Olomu major seizures between January and April 2025, in which he intercepted some containers loaded with sex enhancement drugs, expired food items, different brands of unregistered pharmaceutical products, and 113 units of high-tech drones and other restricted imports valued at 912 million naira. He also renovated a school. All these are in line with the policy thrust of the Controller General of the Nigeria Customs Service, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi FR, agenda and the renewed hope of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The event started with the arrival of the CGC to Apapa Customs Command, section of the quarter guard by the CGC. Then CGC handshakes with the stakeholders. The 7 hours event started with CAC Olomu leading the CGC and others to the venue for the press briefing. The first category was unregistered pharmaceutical products lacking mandatory NAFDAC registration numbers and certification, a direct contravention of Section 28 of the NAFDAC Act Capt. NILFN 2004 as amended. These constitute 63.7% of the total seizure value.
CAAU 6514500 has 89 cartons of unregistered pharmaceutical products.
The CGC listed the other two categories.
The second container 40-footer TCNU 6880130 has 242 cartons of unregistered pharmaceutical products. The third 40-footer container MRSU 3041714 has 1,001 cartons and packages of Hydra sildenafil citrate tablets. These are also lacking requisite NAFDAC registrations. Third, a 40-footer container has 1,400 packages of original, so-called original chest and lungs Vita Plus big booty tablets, also unregistered.
Going by customs documentation processes, the drones lacked end users certificates and some relevant clearance papers.
60 units of Warrior drone. These drones were evacuated from container number MSKU 9329923. It's a 40-footer container, and none of those drones have end-user certificates. They are estimated to be valued 15.9 million naira. We also have 53 units of different helicopter drones. These drones were evacuated from CFAX 3 for lack of end-user certificates. We have 10 pieces of professional FM transceiver walkie-talkie. These are communication devices evacuated from ENL for lack of end-user certificates. We also have 20-footer container SUDU 1408819 containing 500 packages of artemisinin tablets without NAFDAC registration.
While inspecting the seizures, more disturbing is the large quantities of sexual enhancement drugs, which made him to make a declaration.
All these seizures, and we have about 5 different patterns that we have seen. The first pattern is that the proliferation of sexual enhancement drugs. 5 of the 11 containers that we have today have various forms of sildenafil citrates and related sexual enhancement medications. This is a disturbing trend in the importation of unregulated sexual performance drugs that pose serious health risk, including potential cardiovascular complications and harmful drug interactions when used without proper medical supervision. We have also observed a sophisticated pattern of wrong declaration where importers deliberately classify pharmaceuticals as general merchandise or cosmetics, thereby declare a state of emergency close and around to those 5 containers that has those special materials that I talked about in the press conference.
The CGC solicited cooperation from all stakeholders.
The service hereby solicits the continued cooperation of all stakeholders in ensuring compliance with extant import guidelines. Our collective vigilance remains the most effective deterrent against transnational criminal networks attempting to compromise our borders.
He spoke on some current method used by unscrupulous elements and sounded a note of warning to all smugglers.
The third is the diversification of contraband portfolio. Our seizures today reveal that importers are diversifying their contraband portfolios, combining pharmaceuticals, food items, and control technology in systematic shipments. This suggests the emergence of organized networks with sophisticated capabilities rather than isolated smuggling attempts that we used to have. We also have the pattern of strategic country of origin selection. Our analysis reveals a pattern in the selection of countries of origin, with many consignments originating from jurisdictions with less stringent pharmaceutical export controls. This indicates deliberate exploitations of regulatory gaps.
He commended the sister agencies for their cooperation and synergy.
In terms of interagency collaboration and operational context, reference is hereby made to our ongoing collaboration with critical regulatory agencies, including but not limited to NAFDAC, NDLA, and the Office of the National Security Advisor. These collaborations operate under established memoranda of understanding and joint operational frameworks that have demonstrably enhanced our enforcement capacities. And as documented in our joint operation report of January 2025, the nexus between unregistered pharmaceuticals, controlled substance, and national security infrastructures continue to present a multidimensional threat matrix to our sovereignty. The empirical evidence drawn from our intelligence analysis indicates that these contraband items serve dual purposes, primarily as revenue generators for transnational criminal organizations, and secondly, for operational enablers of non-state actors engaging in activities that are prejudicial to national security.
Under Controller Babatunde Olomu watch, a total of 11 seizures, which comprised of 5 units of 40-foot containers, 2 units of 20-foot containers, 4 additional seizures of loosely concealed contraband items. The seizures have a duty-paid value of 921.021 million naira.
These seizures presented today must be contextualized within our broader enforcement statistics. During the first quarter of 2025, we recorded a total of 22 narcotics interceptions with a cumulative duty-paid value of 730 billion naira, representing a 34.6% increase over the corresponding period in 2024. This particular data highlights the progressive implementation of our intelligence-led enforcement strategy.
Again, The CGC commended the CAC Olomu for a job well done.
I hereby convey formal commendation to all our officers and men of Apapa Port Command, and particularly the proactive Customs Area Controller, through their vigilance, professionalism, and dedication to duty, which has successfully led us to these interceptions. I congratulate you, Customs Area Controller.
He reaffirmed that customs will maintain uncompromising standards, which the international community has on several occasions given the Nigeria Customs Service commendation for.
Their actions are exemplary to the core values of our service as articulated in our Code of Conduct, which are integrity, professionalism, and patriotism. It is imperative to emphasize that we shall maintain an uncompromising stance on enforcement of import regulations. We hereby serve notice to all our importers, exporters, and agents and other stakeholders within the international trade environment that our intelligence network, our technological capabilities, and the strengths that we derive from interagency collaboration have been significantly enhanced to detect and intercept prohibited items regardless of concealment methods or documentation subterfuge. Documented a disturbing trend of increasing sophistication in smuggling techniques, which necessitates corresponding advancements in our enforcement methodologies. I want to assure Nigerians that we shall deploy all resources at our disposal to ensure that our borders remain secured against the importation of items prejudicial to national security, economic prosperity.
Same day, few hours later, CAC Babatunde Olomu led the CGC Bashir Adewale Adeni in a speedboat across to Island to officially commissioned local authority nursery and primary school Sagbogoji, which was renovated by the Apapa Customs Area Controller Babatunde Olomu. They equally displayed their skills traditionally. Customs boss gave his speech.
Of this school. Apart from those that speak to the direct need of students, we are also improving infrastructures when we see the deficits. And what we have chosen to do in this school is to renovate the entire school. And I'm happy that through Apapa and the stakeholders, we have been able to deliver on this project. Of course, another critical pillar of what we are doing is the health care delivery. And this is why we are also going to see what we are doing to the healthcare center of this community. We know that the needs and the needs of this community is more than what we have done. But we have taken the first steps towards entering into an enduring partnership with this community. Only this lagoon separates us. We are working there day and night, and this community is existing side by side us in these circumstances that need our help, that need our intervention. This is why we are assuring the community that what we are doing today is just the beginning. What we are doing in the school today is just the beginning. I've also been told that we are going to make intervention in the distribution of mosquito nets and other malaria treatments and medicaments, and also a full-fledged medical outreach to members of the community. The biggest of this all is that we are going to stand on the pillar of education. And I have seen the need for a higher school in this community. If this school was established over 20 years ago, and since then there hasn't been a junior secondary school that will serve the community, it means there exists a need for the school, and we are therefore going to key into this major need in this community. In the next phase of our intervention, we will be working with authorities of Lagos State government and the community to prepare for the establishment of a junior secondary school in this community. Beyond that, we know there are other infrastructural deficits. While we might not be able to do everything, I can assure you that the government, the federal government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and of course the Lagos State government have listening ears. We will join in your advocacy to make a strong case for some other remaining infrastructures that are needed in this community. I have seen the need for a connecting bridge for some of these other communities that have secondary schools so that your kids can benefit from what is happening in those places.
The remarkable thing about the school is that it has produced so many great leaders and some politicians.
By side with us that requires this basic intervention. So what we have done through our CSR is to identify such communities that are in the places where we work and do our own little to see to the advancement of those communities, either through education, through health, creative economy, and all of that. So I'm so glad that we have done this, and what we have seen here today has motivated us. It has given us the inspiration that we can do a little bit more. And we have committed that working with the state government and of course the original founder of this school, to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we are going to build a junior secondary school.
Assistant Controller General and Zonal Coordinator of Zone A, Charles Obi.
It's a great pleasure that I welcome you to this landmark occasion as we launch the Corporate Social Responsibility Program in Zone A. This represents not merely a ceremony, but the beginning of a transformative journey that will leave lasting footprints in our host communities. The Controller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, MFR, BSM, FNIIA, PSC Daga. Your distinguished presence here today, amidst numerous competing national priorities, underscores the significance that the service places on community development. Your leadership has consistently demonstrated that a modern customs service must excel not only in revenue generation, trade facilitation, and border security, but also in meaningful community engagement. On Thursday, 20th March 2025, under the visionary leadership of our Controller General, the department proudly unveiled the Customs Care CSR initiative in Abuja. This comprehensive program was designed as our strategic response to Nigeria's critical social, education, and infrastructural challenges. Today, we take a concrete step to translate that vision into tangible reality within Zone A. It is particularly impressive for Zone A, be the premier zone of the service, to lead the practical implementation of this national initiative. Our position as the foremost zone places upon us the responsibility to pioneer impactful community engagement that others can emulate. Two critical innovations, which are the renovation of a school facility and donation of essential medical equipment to a primary health care center. This project represents the beginning of our commitment to the 6 pillars of Customs Care initiative.
Controller Babatunde Olomu gave a brief speech on the project.
The Corporate Social Responsibility Program demonstrates the benevolence and the fact that the Nigerian Customs Service cares a lot about the communities where we cohabit, the communities that we interact with. It demonstrates the benevolence, and it's an offshoot from the policy thrust of Mr. President. And the benevolence of the customs shows that we have compassion. You know, we have compassion for the communities where we cohabit. So, and this was what informed this very project. The CGC at the launch mentioned that communities that actually deserve these projects should first benefit. And I was so happy that after the initial visit to the school, as well as the health facility, we escalated this through the zonal coordinator to the Controller General of Customs in Abuja. And sincerely, I was really touched that of all the projects that was pushed to Abuja, the remodeling of this local authority school, as well as the primary health care center, was approved. And since the approval, he has ensured that work does not stop at any point in time. It's in the last 4 weeks I've been here with the active support of distinguished stakeholders. The workers have been here day and night working to ensure that this project actually sees the light of day. And it really gives me great pleasure to welcome the Controller General of Customs and his members of his management to the LA Primary School today for the launch.
The current national president, National Association of Government Approved Freight Forwarders, NAGAF forwarder Tochukwu Ezize commended CAC Olomu for breaking the line. According to him, this project is first of its kind in the Lagos state as a whole. Meanwhile, the managing principal of AZD World Cargo Logistics Limited, Dr. Aziz Abayomi Mustafa, applauded CAC Babatunde Olomu over his continued efforts to drastically reduce the influx of unwholesome imports into Nigeria. Admiral Superintendent of the Nigerian Naval Dockyard in Lagos, Rear Admiral Ibrahim Shehu, has also commended Controller Babatunde Olomu and the Apapa Area Command for ensuring hit-free cargo movement of naval consignments passing through the Apapa ports. Stakeholders in the maritime industry have described CAC Olomu as one of the engine rooms of the Nigeria Customs Service. Thanks for watching. We'll give you more in a short while.